Chapter 50. Disney. Dr. Marcacius then began to back us out of the driveway of our grandparents, make a right turn on the road back to Florida State Route 535, and then make a left to get on I-4 East for us to head to the turnpike, said Sam. Dr. Marcacius then did just that, and once we got onto the turnpike heading northbound, there was a service plaza for us to stop at. We will be back in a jiffy, said Dr. Marcacius. Where are you going? I know Sam needs to get out for pain medicine, but where are you going? Mommy asked through the tears. The restroom. I am going to be a while. That pot pie, it was disagreeing with me, said Dr. Marcacius, who I knew was lying. Dr. Marcacius then left the car and entered the service plaza with Sam. Mommy just kept on hugging me tighter as they were in the service plaza. Are you going to be okay, Mommy? I asked. No, Mommy answered. Dad even reached his head over me and kissed Mommy. I'm so sorry, Valerie, said Daddy. It's not my fault you have terrible parents. I love you with all my heart, said Mommy. Mommy then smooched my daddy, and then she tucked me back under her cloak, and she and Daddy began cuddling me. You know, it is difficult for me to breathe under here, I asked. Here, let me put you on the other side of me, so that way I can be between and cuddle with you and Daddy, Mommy answered. Mommy and I switched spaces, but I was in the same position with her as before, so that way I could be protected from the evils of society with no cloak. Is that more comfortable? Mommy asked. Yes, I answered. Mommy then sighed and cried as she brought Daddy and I closer to her. Just then, Sam and Dr. Marcacius entered the car. Here was the situation regarding hotels. I contacted the hotels, and they said if we cancelled, it was non-refundable. So I asked if we could move our reservations to tonight and tomorrow night for free. So we were going to stop in Valdosta and Mammoth Cave National Park to save money, said Dr. Marcacius. I'd rather lose the money than just get as close to Robbinsog as possible tonight, so that way I can let George get the money from his injury, said Mommy. Are you going to cry the whole way up until he gets his cloak? Dr. Marcacius asked. There was a pause as I was watching Mommy answer. Yes, answered Mommy. When we were doing this my way, and I've already called Hannah, telling her that we will be home in 2 days from now instead of 8, said Dr. Marcacius. Dr. Marcacius then backed out the parking spot. Mommy was not arguing. Get gas! We don't have enough to make it for 200 miles to Valdosta, said Mommy. Fine, said Dr. Marcacius. Dr. Marcacius then got gas as we got back on the turnpike heading north. It was only about 200 miles to Valdosta, Georgia on Florida's turnpike heading north and I-75 north, but it felt much longer because Mommy was crying like a baby the whole time, and it was bothering Dr. Marcacius, so we had to stop and take a 10-minute break at every rest area. We didn't stop anywhere for lunch. We just kept on going north into Georgia into Valdosta. Once we got off I-75, it was a good 5 minutes until we got to the hotel. Since the reservation is booked under your name, what would you like me to do? I asked. I'm going to hold you under my cloak the entire time, said Mommy. I then got out of the car and with Mommy next to her under her cloak the whole time, and I couldn't hear her check in, but that, despite it being the check-in time, we were able to get to her room. Can I come out now? I asked Mommy. As soon as Daddy, and your brothers bring in the luggage, answered Mommy. I literally was able to get out from under her cloak 2 minutes later. Kids, your father and I will be back in a little bit. We need to go out to lunch, said Mommy. Mommy then charged out of the room with Daddy for lunch. Did Did you call that number for the return at the service plaza in Orlando? I asked. Once Mommy and Daddy left. Yes, I had to, because I was told that my cell phone would self-destruct if I did it in the hotel in an attempt to catch the return. I didn't believe that my cell phone would self-destruct for a second, but I did call the return when I was told to if our plans changed, and they did, answered Dr. Marcacius. Okay, well, I cannot go outside, so you're going to need to solve the next riddle outside, I said. Agreed, said Dr. Marcacius. The sixth riddle said, what is the cubic root of red roof tiles? Dr. Marcacius asked. Dr. Marcacius, I said. Yes, Dr. Marcacius asked. Even if I was able to go out outside to this one, I was going to make you solve it anyhow, I said. Hold on, let me see this. Dr. Marcacius then took a look at the riddle, and glee flew right across his face. Hot diggity! The best part about staying at the Red Roof Inn is that I can do activities there with my hood down, said Dr. Marcacius. Dr. Marcacius then put on his cloak and rushed outside. I then went to the window and watched him solve the riddle because I was able to see him with his hood down, which is something that I know always makes him happy. 5. The answer is 5, said Dr. Marcacius. Are you sure that was the same answer for the fifth riddle? Asked Sam. There are 125 tiles on the roof. 125 divided by 5 is 25, and 25 divided by 5 is 5, so 5 is the answer, answered Dr. Marcacius. Okay, said Sam. Now, can you do me a favor, Dr. Marcacius asked. Yes, I answered. Yeah, Sam answered, can we have some quiet time? Since I just had to listen to your mother cry non-stop for the past 3.5 hours. I know I took all those breaks, but now I just need to crash, asked the Dr. Marcacius. Sure, I said. Of course, said Sam. Dr. Marcacius then put on the Disney Channel, where they were having a Mickey cartoon marathon, which is great for us Robins being Disney buffs. We were watching for about 2 hours before our parents entered the room. How was lunch? I asked. Turn off the TV, said Mommy. No, I am watching it, said Dr. Marcacius. Hey, what about my question? I asked. Turn off the TV, said Daddy. No, things have already been fucked up enough for me today. I don't want you two to fuck it up any further, said Dr. Marcacius. Daddy then unplugged the TV. We owe you 3 an apology, said Mommy. About what? Dr. Marcacius asked. Remember all those times we went to Orlando and we said we're absolutely not going to Disney World because it was family time, not fun time? Daddy asked. Yes, all 3 of us said at once. Can you 3 handle the truth? Mommy asked. Yes, I answered. I think so, said Sam. Of course, said Dr. Marcacius. We were going to surprise you with going this time for Marcus becoming an adult, but your grandparents fucked it away, said Mommy. All 3 of us gasped. For Magic Kingdom? Dr. Marcacius asked. Yes, answered Daddy. Dr. Marcacius then burst into tears. Why did you tell us that? Said Dr. Marcacius, now crying like a baby. Because your mother and I value honesty rather if people like it or not, said Daddy. We also asked if you could handle the truth, Mom added. Dr. Marcacius then began shaking. Marcus, are you okay? Asked Sam. Right now, I want to punch someone. I want to punch you, Sam, because I know you will set me straight if I do, but you were injured enough today. I want to punch George, but because we lost his cloak, which is why we were coming home early, but he also injured enough. I want to punch Dad for my grandparents being his parents, but that is too mean. I want to punch Mom because she cried like a baby the whole ride up here, to here so far from Orlando and forcing us to go home early, and yet I can't do that because she is probably more upset right now than all 5 of us. So I'm going to do right now what I call a Roger Rabbit, which is what I did in the hospital the night Mom lost her job. So Dr. Marcacius talking louder and louder toward the end of him putting his cloak on. Dr. Marcacius literally took off like lightning through the window and it shattered into a million pieces. And then he took off running to somewhere in Valdosta. Well, at least he took it well, said Daddy, quoting Eddie Valiant because nobody got her other than Dr. Marcacius. Where is your checkbook? Asked Mommy. In Robbinsog, answered Daddy. Mommy then took a deep breath and then crouched into a ball, whimpering. Valerie, it's okay going down there with her. No, it's not, said Mommy. Daddy, should I was asking before I was interrupted. No, leave it to me for right now. Just then Sam got a text on his phone. He said he will come back at 10 tonight, and I must give him a bed completely to himself, said Sam. He texted you? Daddy asked. Yes, answered Sam. Did he say where he is in Valdosta? Daddy asked. No, Sam answered. Then, can you text him asking him that, please? Daddy asked. Sure, said Sam. Sam, I then saw a text to Dr. Marcacius. He says he won't tell you unless you call him Dr. Marcacius from now on, said Sam. Okay, you know what? I'm not in the mood to participate in his ransom, said Daddy. Mommy was still on the ground whimpering. I'm going to the front desk to explain what happened, said Daddy gently. Daddy even left her room. Mommy, can I asked. Not now, said Mommy. Okay, I said. I was watching Sam. I could tell that he was getting more and more stressed out with the whole situation with his brother. Are you doing okay? I asked Sam. No, I don't want to talk about it, answered Sam. Okay, I said. There was a pause as I lay down my bed. Would you like to talk about other things? I asked a few seconds later. Actually, no, said Sam. Daddy then came into the room a few minutes later. Great news, Valley, said Daddy. What? Mommy asked. I talked to the hotel manager. He said that it was okay. It was about time they needed to get replaced, said Daddy. So how much are we over? Mommy asked. Not even a penny, said Daddy. That's nice, said Mommy. Mommy then crawled into the bed that Sam and I were not laying on. Hey, Mommy, Dr. Marcacius says he wants you in our bed, said Sam. I don't care about what he wants. Maybe if he didn't break the window I would have, said Mommy. You owe him nothing, said Daddy. It looks bad on our part, said Mommy. I know, said Daddy. Also, George, you forgot something, said Mommy. What is it? George asked. His name is Marcus, not Dr. Marcacius, said Mommy. Oh yeah, I said.